shocked because it's the first time this happened over in this area in some time.
We're hunkering down now and doing the best we can.
Tonight at 6, water woes in Maryland. Over 10,000 homes and businesses under a boil water advisory. We're live where families are finding relief and when the water may be safe to drink.
All right, we do have a flash flood emergency now for parts of the viewing area. We'll break it down for you right here at the top of the hour.
Trial delayed. The Virginia man accused of murdering his wife, whose body's never been found. He'll wait even longer before his case is heard in court. We've got the latest. The veterans overlooked. A retired Air Force colonel writing to the Pentagon over concerns military retirees facing more screening at airports. And money-saving tips, advice for your retirement accounts to tips for people facing a flight change. We're stretching your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. Tonight is a DMV first warned day. Straight to meteorologist Scott Sumner. We know that the National Weather Service has flooding advisories. This is on the Beltway 495. Not long ago, parts of Montgomery County and Prince George's County facing a potentially dangerous situation. For that, right over to Scott Sumner right now. He's tracking it all. Scott?
Yeah, it just so happens we got the earlier and the up-to-date version of that 495 of what's currently happening out there. As you can still see some very intense rain coming down here. Now, we do have a flash flood emergency. Catastrophic here for this. Listen to me, please. Bethesda, Tacoma Park, Chevy Chase, Silver Spring, and Wheaton areas. This will run till 9 o'clock this evening. Obviously, it's 6 o'clock now. It's getting darker throughout the next couple of hours. Generally don't see it. This is what we have right here. There it is. This is what's flashing, showing the emergency areas from Bethesda to South Kensington area. Some 3 to 5 inches of rain had fallen within an hour, and that had risen the Sligo River and also the Anacostia area. Sligo River will drain down to the Anacostia area, but Sligo River in particular off of New Hampshire Avenue, water rises up towards 10 feet within 30 minutes. So we're going to hopefully get a crew out there real soon to cover that for you during the course of the evening hours, the early evening hours. So again, emergency flash flood warning if you're living in Bethesda, Tacoma Park, Chevy Chase, Silver Spring, in the Wheaton area. There's an emergency. You can see why. I mean, we had over 4 inches here north of Silver Spring, just south of the White Oak area, and then further east here, Greenbelt, 3.5 inches roughly there by New Carrollton, getting tons of rain in just a short amount of time in this general vicinity, which is the southern Montgomery County region. So obviously we've got flood warnings there highlighted, and those will run until 8:15, between 8 and 9 o'clock. Basically, we also had flood warnings down towards southwestern Orange County. Rain there is slowly moving away from Orange County, and so things are gradually improving in that regard. But again, take higher ground immediately if you're living in around Tacoma Park, Chevy Chase, Silver Spring area, because water levels there around Sligo Creek are rising rapidly.
All right, Scott, thanks. Of course, we'll see you in just a bit. You can stay on top of the quickly changing conditions going to our website, dcnewsnow.com. You find current temps, yes, the latest on those flash flood warnings from the National Weather Service and our weather team. All right, developing right now. A large-scale boil water advisory for 11,000 homes and businesses in Prince George's County. WSSC water customers in Hyattsville, Cheverly, Seat Pleasant, Capitol Heights, and other areas impacted. Our Stephen Cohen joins us live where free bottled water is handed to families in Cheverly. Stephen, what do we know?
Well, thank you, Ben. Yes, it was a disruption. It happened not much after midnight last night. A water line 16 inches in diameter ruptured. This is according to the Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission. And as you said, this is the first time in 38 years that this has happened. Now, the communities most affected, Capitol Heights, Hyattsville, and Seat Pleasant, about 11,000 customers in all affected. The county is giving out free bottled water at the Judith Hoyer Early Education Center in Cheverly. We spoke a short time ago with a local resident, Danielle. She was most grateful for the county's assistance.
Neighborhood has been banding together, just making sure that we keep each other updated as best possible, and we're just making sure that we're boiling water in the home and trying to find any stores that still have the bottled water available. So we're making it work.
And advice from the WSSC: if you are affected, you are to, if you're taking water from the tap or spigot, you are to boil it for 1 full minute. That's very important. This would be for bathing, for drinking, for making ice, for feeding your pets, for washing your produce, even brushing your teeth. So we'll continue to monitor things here in Prince George's County. For now, though, Ben, reporting live from Cheverly, Stephen Cohen, DC News Now.
Hopefully some relief sometime soon. Stephen, thank you. New tonight, we have learned a man was found shot and killed inside a home in Bowie this morning. Prince George's County police say that the shooting happened at Old Chapel Road around 1:45. This is just off of High Bridge Road. The victim was found inside that home, shot several times. Details remain limited, and detectives are working to learn what led up to the shooting and any suspects and a possible motive. Well, in Northern Virginia, there's a new trial date for the Manassas Park man accused of murdering his wife. Naresh Bhatt is now set to stand trial in October 2026. That's been pushed back 13 months from the original trial date. Prosecutors say he killed his wife, Mamta Kafle Bhatt, and hid her body last summer. Her remains, though, have not been found. In Montgomery County, one man was killed after being hit by an SUV last night, we've learned. The crash happened near the intersection of Columbia Pike and Tech Road near the Fenno Training Academy minutes after 10:30. Police say the man died on the scene. As of this morning, it is unclear what led up to the crash. The driver of the SUV remained on scene. Well, several juvenile curfews remain in effect, including at National Harbor on Fridays and Saturdays. Anyone under the age of 18 cannot be in the area between 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. without a parent or guardian. The curfew does not apply, though, to kids returning home from work. Parents or guardians of any child breaking the curfew could be fined up to $250. And in the district, there is a new curfew. Started last night for the U Street corridor. Police are trying to stop large groups of young people from gathering and causing disruptions. Our Max Marcilla reports.
Summertime and a new policy in the district means a youth curfew is underway before the sun has even set.
8 p.m. is a little early, but I think that we have to try something because it has been getting out of hand.
Perhaps a surprise to some, but it's a targeted effort by DC police. Along the busy U Street corridor, this weekend's curfew zone is from 8 to 11, one weekend only, though it could be extended. Groups of at least 9 kids can't be out here. This is on top of a daily curfew from 11 to 6 in the morning, where no one 17 or younger can be out in public. That's citywide. Certain exemptions exist, including running an errand for a parent or working.
I think it's a good idea, because it may keep down any sort of problems with youth, stealing and other things like that.
It's welcome news to many people we spoke with here who say teens can get into trouble.
You had different incidents in different places up and down U Street, so, you hear about that and you're like, well, 8 o'clock, yeah.
Last week, DC police implemented the same curfew in Navy Yard.
I don't love when kids are out late at night anyways, because that makes me nervous for them. But I don't know if it's a good precedent to set.
Though even people who see its potential can have their doubts it'll work and worry about its enforcement. But generally there's hope it can keep this nightlife hub adults only this weekend.
Our Max Marcilla reporting. Work being done today, meantime, to cut down on crime. The DC Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement hosted their second annual Healing Communities Symposium. This year, the theme was an integrated approach to violence intervention. Focus of the meeting, bring together community leaders and parents who've been impacted by gun violence and work to understand what the organization does and find solutions.
I know that it feels like it's a new system that we're creating, and it may be a lot of people that don't understand this work, or even they may have a negative perception of this work. So the more we have convenings like this and we come out and we talk about it and we highlight it in the media, it helps the overall community to just get a better understanding of how this work works.
Organizers say that there will be more events like this and community meetings in the future as a critical investment to rebuild and transform community relations. All right, a retired Air Force colonel is calling out the federal government over what he believes is a disservice to retired military members. After real IDs were required for plane passengers to fly, reports emerged of military retirees facing additional screening at airports. I sat down with retired Colonel William Coleman after he sent letters to the Pentagon and the Department of Homeland Security seeking a change.
My outfit was responsible for the security of Air Force One. You stay up late at night when you have a resource like that in your backyard that you're responsible for.
After more than 3 decades of military service, retired Air Force Colonel William Coleman says the federal government should step up.
I'm writing to ask you for your help in righting an egregious wrong.
Coleman recently sent letters to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem over reports of military retirees facing additional screening by TSA at airports. After using their official retired military IDs, which lack expiration dates and labeled indefinite, IDs are reportedly flagged by TSA computers because they're not recognized as so-called real IDs, which are now required to fly. Issues documented nationwide.
Does not have an expiration date, and when the TSO went to check it on their computer and their software, it shows that it's expired.
Does this also deter you from even wanting to show up to the airport?
Absolutely. Since Real ID, I haven't even gone to an airport, don't intend to. It's a dignity thing.
While the Department of Homeland Security website insists retired military IDs will continue to be accepted at checkpoints, it's unknown if every TSA agent recognizes them as official, meaning an opportunity for additional questioning. For now, Coleman hopes what he's written in black and white can turn the page on what he believes is an avoidable hindrance.
We don't ask for much, although we gave quite a bit to receive this minor benefit. Let us enjoy it while we can. Sincerely, William T. Coleman, Colonel, United States Air Force, retired.
A recent forecast from Statista suggested there are 2.3 million retirees in the U.S., no telling how many are 65 and older, and may have been asked to provide alternate ID or face additional TSA screening. Now, I asked the Department of Homeland Security if they have plans to update those scanning systems so that these specific IDs are recognized and don't need to be additionally verified. We're awaiting a response. All right, coming up, if your flight changes, you can take advantage of the moment to save some cash. We're helping you stretch your dollar with how to find an even better deal. Plus, history is being made. The NASCAR Cup Series driver joining the ranks of legends like Richard Petty and Jeff Gordon. Our sports director, Derek Forrest, has the story from the Monster Mile. Time now 6:12. We got some flash flood warnings, potentially dangerous situations and emergencies in Montgomery County and Prince George's County. Scott's coming back with your forecast on this DMV First Warn Day. Don't go anywhere.